Hi, this is George Sandman, and I am the founder and CEO of Growth Drive. Growth Drive is the number one best-selling business advising system. And today we're going to talk about this pyramid. Now, I was talking with one of your colleagues here earlier this week, and he brought this up as he thought it was the most impactful graphic in our arsenal. And these are all graphics that are available to you to use in your client conversations and in your engagements. Now, a little background. So, let's talk about, for a sec, our mission and vision. Our mission is to invest you, the business advisor, with knowledge, tools, and support to help deliver client wins in the three dimensions of business growth. And our vision is for growth drivers like you to increase the strategic capacity of $1 trillion of middle market businesses. We're committed to your success. And the way we support your success is by delivering indispensable resources for winning and executing profit and value growth engagements. So the name of the game here is helping you build a thriving advisory business with knowledge, with tools, with support. There's a lot here. You can check it out on the website. So now let's get into it. Let's talk about the Growth Drive system, how we help business advisors, whether you're a 1 or a 5. A 1 in this world is someone who wants to start the profit and value growth conversation. A 5 is someone who is sleeves rolled up and involved in leading execution. So this is all about applying our profit and value growth methodology and process in your engagements. People who are doing that are building thriving advisory businesses based on delivering client wins. And imagine if you deliver client wins, you'll never have to look for an engagement again. All right. Pulled this graphic raw from the file. This is available to you as it is to growth drivers. Use this graphic to explain the relationship between strategic capacity and your client's wealth, their lifestyle, their operational freedom, their work-life balance, and the ROI they'll see from working with you. And this all starts, ladies and gentlemen, with the growth conversation. And during the growth conversation, for which we provide scripts, training, support, the growth conversation is designed to help you get at the impact that this business must have on our client's family, right? At the end of the day, this business is going to have to deliver for our client and for their family, and it needs to deliver in terms of wealth and stability. It also is important to business owners to be able to deliver for their employees, the people that help them get there. We are very loyal as entrepreneurs to our employees, right? To their well-being and to other stakeholders. Remember, when you're in an initial client interview, when you're working with your client, always remember to focus on the other stakeholders, shareholders, creditors, but importantly, suppliers, vendors, the people who make this business possible, and the communities that rely on the success of this business. All right, so now we've had a conversation about how this business, what this business needs to do. Think about this as planning for the future equity value of the business. Sure, it's going to deliver revenue and profit as we go along, but we want to deliver high transferable value at a date certain down the road. Okay, I need the business to deliver $20 million in assets under management in 5 years. Terrific. Now we know what we're working with. Now we need to look at the business. And the Growth Drive system, we're going to use tools like our Clarity Strategic Capacity Analysis, it's software, to understand the business as it sits today, to understand its ability to generate predictable profits and cash flow. That's the first of 3 dimensions of business growth. With predictable profits and cash flow, we have a business that's easier to run, and then it has the cash to invest in creating predictable, sustainable growth. That's the second dimension of business growth. That, by the way, is the number one CEO goal. You show up as an advisor and say, hey, before you start investing in growth, marketing, new machines, hiring new people, let's make sure that we have this first dimension, that we have predictable cash flow to fund that growth. Now, the ultimate measure of business success, the pinnacle of this blue pyramid that's going to support the employees, the family, the stakeholders, is predictable, transferable equity value. That is the ultimate measure of business success, right? So think about what a business needs to have in terms of people, processes, and cash in order to deliver predictable, transferable value. In the Growth Drive system, we detail it, we quantify it. This is what makes Growth Drive different than other things you could be doing with your clients out there. This is a quantified system where our client understands the return on investment in terms of business value that they will see from working with you. And we start with the least complex, the near term, the quick wins, right? How does your client feel about working with you when you have relatively rapidly helped them redesign their business so that it is delivering predictable profits and cash flow? Now we're going to have to commit more time and treasure to drive predictable, sustainable growth. And the most complex is this long-term engagement to create a business that delivers the option to your client, the business owner, the option to be able to take some or all of their chips off the table. How do they monetize the value of their life's work? All of this generates freedom. As we move up this scale, as we create predictable profits and cash flow, predictable, sustainable growth, we make the business easier to run. We are going to minimize the business's reliance on the CEO, right? When we walk in with a client, typically the business is very reliant on the CEO for its day-to-day operations. I'm about to get into business immortality. We need to make the CEO, your client, obsolete, right? Because if the business cannot go on to greater glory without them, then the business does not have high transferable value. So they are investing time and treasure in generating a business that's generating more cash, high transferable value, at the same time as they're getting more freedom from the business, from the day-to-day. What a fantastic outcome. Let's just do a quick primer here on transferable value and growing value. You know, a lot of people talk about growing value. What they really are talking about is capturing latent value, right? That's not the name of the game here. Predictable profits and cash flow launch pad for moving from enterprise value, the current value today, to a potential value number. That potential value number is limited by the EBITDA, typically, for most industries. Gross revenues for some, but EBITDA, typically. How do we then get into a value creation where we're going to get to an aspirational revenue and value number for the business? That's what Growth Drive will help you do. Not simply de-risk the business, right? So that it is getting the maximum multiple at today's revenue, but so that we also increase gross and net income down the road, free cash flow, while creating a business that makes the purposeful link to a high multiple, the purposeful link to value. And if you want to learn how to do that, you ought to talk to us. Because we want you to lead a conversation. And you may have seen this graphic before. Let's take a client that's doing $1.7 million of EBITDA. Because of company-specific risk, the evaluators out there understand what that is. Guys, businesses that present a risk profile receive a discount. Think about it. If you have bad credit, you pay more for your credit cards. If this business cannot create predictable, sustainable growth and create high confidence in a buyer that'll do that, it's going to get a lower multiple. Stands to reason, right? So 1.7, 2x, business is worth $3.4 million. You start netting out fees and taxes, that's not a lot of money. Our client has said, I need to get $20 million at the deal table. But you've just told them they're worth 3.4. We need to then educate them that they will not have to have an exponential impact on their revenues. What they need to do is have a purposeful impact on their ability to monetize all business value at the top end of the range of multiples for their industry. So here we've doubled EBITDA, but we've taken value from 3.4 to $20 million. How's your client going to like you now? And this is all about moving in the 3 dimensions of business growth. Because guys, your client needs to make their business immortal. So all too often, clients view the business from the perspective of their career, right? I'm going to work as long as I want, and then I'm going to sell the business for what I need to take care of my family. That is what is called a fairy tale. So we need to educate our client about the importance of an immortal business, a business that is going to go on to greater glory after they've left than with them in it, right? Think it through. Nobody's buying a job. Private equity does not buy a job. Private equity buys an asset. If you want your client to create a platform business that's highly attractive to private equity, we can show you the levers to pull, exactly what to do, the objectives and key results to create an immortal business. This business is at 2.5 million of EBITDA today. They need to get to 5 million to hit their personal wealth plan. Think back to that pyramid. They have a monetization, an exit, or other event, and the business goes on. We need to be able to pluck the CEO out of the business. The CEO needs to understand the concept of the immortal business. This business has a lifespan that is longer than our client's career. Now, mention the 3 dimensions of business growth here. This is a way of viewing business growth that I invented that's in my book, The Growth Driving Advisor, published by Forbes, available on Amazon. There are 3 dimensions, and they're dimensions, not phases, because you can move in all 3 of them at once. What are the top CEO goals? Well, 62% of CEOs want to grow their business. 21% want to make their business easier to run. 17% are preparing to sell only to find out 4 out of 5 times that they will not be able to sell at sufficient value to fund their family's wealth plan. So they need to grow typically profits and value, but at a minimum value. Where do we start? You can't boil the whole ocean at once, right? We're going to start with predictable profits and cash flow. We're going to make this business easier to run and make sure that we know the cash. We have high confidence in the cash that's going to come in to pay for growth. Once we've put that in place, we've created a launch pad. That launch pad then allows us to move into predictable revenue growth. That's that number 1 CEO goal. 62% of the cats that show up in your office want to grow revenues. They want a bigger piggy bank. Very cool. Let's make sure we have the cash we're going to need to invest in growth. Okay, we're de-risking the business. Now, when you've created predictable profits and cash flow, you've had an accretive impact on value. Predictable, sustainable growth, accretive impact on value. That does not mean that the value is transferable. Now we need to make the purposeful link. When you've done work in dimension 1 and dimension 2, you would have laid the groundwork for making the purposeful link between revenues and value, maximizing the multiple available to this client if and when they decide they want to monetize some or all of their ownership of the business. That is the ultimate measure of business success. We're talking here about $6 in their pockets for every $1 of net income. Okay? These 3 dimensions, you can engage your client wherever they are in a purposeful process that is going to make them very, very happy. Guys, this has a proven track record of success. That's what makes us the number 1 best-selling business advising system. And as anyone who's worked with us knows, we are committed to your success. So, what do we put at your disposal? Marketing tools. You can use the Clarity for free. I'm about to show you how to get it. You can use Clarity for free, no credit card, free forever. We actually are about to unveil a link between Clarity and tools like HubSpot. How cool is that? You can use these tools for client discovery, for initial client conversations, to run a detailed analysis that creates the data you need to then craft strategy, a strategic plan, a strategic project that communicates the current value and the future value and allows to run a pro forma on how to plan for the future equity value of the business, all the while demonstrating the ROI from working with you. Okay, very important. The client always knows what they're getting for the investment of time and treasure they're making. Strategic growth planning, templates, scripts, training. Guys, there's a lot of Lego in this box with the instructions on how to build a thriving advisory business, including execution leadership. All right, how do we take a plan? Plans are nice, right? They're like a map, but taking the trip, going on the voyage, delivering the results is the name of the game. All right, get your phone. You all use QR codes. If you scan this QR code, it's going to take you to a page where you can sign up for your free Clarity Biz Dev account. Okay, no card needed, free now, free forever. You can subscribe to our new podcast. It's the Business Advisor Hot Seat, where senior pros get naked about client engagements and building their advisory business. You can get a copy of this presentation and more. Okay? So you've had plenty of time. Get your phone out, hit the QR code, and listen, guys, we'd love to hear from you. If we can help you in any way, we are committed to your success. So thank you. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. I hope you got value from this, and we will talk very soon. Remember, subscribe, like, and share. All right, there's a huge market out there that together we can deliver a lot of good to our clients. Okay, ciao for now.